Thank you. William, you're up for Billish Park design contract status.
I reported to you last month that we had gone through a process of preparing a request for proposals, receiving proposals from 3 very qualified entities, going through an evaluation process. And I requested your authorization to enter into negotiations with Hanson on Billish Park. Hanson has worked and prepared a scope, budget, and schedule for this work. Just to give you a little overview, we know we have a set of plans that was bid once before, and we will take those plans and we'll prepare a schematic of what we think wants to be done within the budget that can be done. And we'll hold 2 community outreach meetings, and then we'll collect the information from the input that's received in those meetings. And this is a little bit of a redundant process because we've done before. And then we'll take those ideas and we'll put together a project that looks like it conforms to the budget that we have for this project. We'll get the board's review, whether it's a committee, an individual, however that's done, we'll get the board review. And Hanson will start into the design phase. The agreement with the city requires that final plans and specifications be submitted to the city for review, and they can have up to 30 days. We're going to prepare a set of plans and specs to be submitted to the city at about a 35% so that we get the city's buy-in, and we'll be working with the city all the way through on this. So ideally, if we have the 100% set of plans and specs, there'll be a few-day turnaround on their approval instead of a 30-day turnaround on that approval. The proposed fee for these services, it's approximately $12,500 on the initial phase of collecting input, developing a new park master plan, approximately $25,000 on the design phase. The bidding and award assistance phase would be approximately $5,000. Construction phase services would be approximately $15,000, and our project management would be about $7,500, a total of $65,000. So again, if the board is inclined to move forward with this project, I would ask that you give authorization to Macbeth or the proper entity. We're in the process of doing contract review and cleanup right now, and we should be able to be in a position in a day or 2 to have an executed contract and start work on this project with your authorization.
All right, thank you. And again, that is further down on the agenda. John, do you, the proposal anyway, John, do you have any clarification or additional information that you can add regarding the city POA agreement or anything?
The city POA agreement is right now pending presentation of the city council. The staff is working on their agenda memorandum, and it'll get scheduled, I would think, in the next month or so to present that.
Any questions, discussion here?
Are you saying that the contract between the POA and the city is finished, finalized, ready to be signed once the Hanson folks are on board?
Yes, we have agreed based upon the meetings over the last almost a year, quite frankly, going back and forth with the board meetings in the city. We've agreed upon the terms of the agreement with us in the city. And so that's ready to be executed as soon as the city council approves it. This board has already approved the final version of the contract a couple of months ago.
So it seems like this proposal to move forward would be contingent on that moving forward. Yes?
Well,
I mean, there's not a lot of risk that it would move forward with the city council's body.
I think this board was interested in knowing how much the design expense would be before we really went forward in getting a project, because that determines how much money is left over. We have a fixed budget with the city, of the $600,000, which is all in so far as including the design fees and everything else. And that's one of the provisions in of the fine tuning that William Goldston mentioned in the agreement, is making it clear to Hanson that they're supposed to design it to fit our budget, not go and have town hall meetings and come up with the greatest park ever conceived onto the island. And then we'll try and raise money for it. It's supposed to be a kind of a design to suit the project.
It seems to me that it might even help the city make their decision if they see us go in this direction. Organized, so organized.
Did you say that the contract between the POA and the city is finalized and voted on by this board?
The form of it is finalized, it's been approved by this board, it has not yet been approved by the city council.
Is there any opportunity then to come back and modify that contract?
Well, this board, until we have a contract signed with the city of Corpus Christi, can elect to do whatever they would like to do in that sense, and that we don't have a binding contract with the city at this point.
But this board,
Let me finish. I received a copy of what I assumed, or maybe have told me was the contract with the city, right? Okay. And quite frankly, I would be very disappointed if the POA went forward with that contract. It calls for us to front all the money, and it is a year-to-year deal. If we're going to sink, what, $200,000 of POA money into something, I think we need more than a year-to-year arrangement. So I would like to propose that we reevaluate that contract and see what might be in the better interest of the POA.
Marvin, can you clarify, what do you mean by the POA to front all the money?
If I understood the terms of the contract, we had to supply the $600,000 up front and then wait to be reimbursed by the city upon completion of the project.
It's correct in that the project is structured as a lease of the park, in which the POA is leasing the park and will construct the agreed upon improvements. And then the city will purchase the agreed upon improvements from the POA at a price not to exceed $400,000. So it is correct in that it is an essential part, and basically under government contracting and the structure with the city elected not to do this as a public works contract. They tried that one out for bids, and the prices were too high. And so to structure it as a private contract, the POA has to initially provide all the funds in order to build it. And that's the reason why the agreement provides that the city has to approve the plans in advance before we start building anything, so that if the POA builds what the plans specified, then the city is required by the contract to buy the improvements for $400,000. The year-to-year aspect of the contract actually applies to the maintenance obligations of the POA, and that's the second part of the contract, in which the POA agrees to maintain the park, and the city will pay the POA a little over $14,000 a year, which is their current budget for Billish Park to maintain it. The POA's understanding is that its actual cost of maintenance will probably be a little bit more than that, but in any event, it's on a year-to-year basis, because that's actually a liability for the POA, and if the POA does not want to have a multi-year or longer commitment obligating it to maintain the park under these standards, because at some point the POA might want to say, city, $14,000 isn't enough, costs have gone up, either you contribute more, or we're going to give it back to you for maintenance in that regard.
Give you the maintenance portion of it.
And so the only thing that's on a year-to-year basis is the maintenance part of it. The whole issue about constructing the improvements for the total all-in cost not to exceed $600,000 is to put permanent improvements in the park that will be there in the park. I mean, they're not going to go away. That's a finished product that the city will acquire upon payment of $400,000. And the POA, I believe it's in the best interest of the POA to be out of leasing the park at that phase, at that point for liability purposes. So it's purely a public park and it's the city's liability in that regard.
Well, it looks to me like it says thereafter on a year-to-year basis until terminated, as provided herein. That's under the term of the agreement. I have a real problem with putting $200,000 in on a year-to-year basis if either party can cancel a contract. That's what it says.
Well, the $200,000 is going to be invested in permanent improvements in the park, which are going to be there. The year-to-year part is about our maintenance obligations continuing afterwards.
Well, that's not what it says.
Well, that's what it does say.
All right. We can argue about that later, I guess, but I don't believe it reads that way. And I've read one or two contracts in my time, so why don't we discuss that outside of
Marvin, there's quite a few board members here. I look across the board, and with all due respect, we've all reviewed lots of contracts.
Well, good. So we can have a good discussion about this.
Yeah, and the board, like John said, already approved that contract, so it's a, so, William, you talked about scope and fee, but what about the schedule? Can you touch on that real quick? And maybe I missed it. Oh, yeah. There we go. Here.
Craig Thompson.
I appreciate it, thank you.
What we have in here for the schedule, I'm just going to go down kind of verbatim what I've written in here. In the next couple of weeks, the week of May 5th and May 1st and May 15th, we've got our two public meetings, so we'd like to accomplish that here before the end of May. What I've got is by the end of May, taking that information, bringing it back to you guys at your board meeting, let you know what the results were of the public meetings. Phase 1 design, we have a 30% or 35%, I call it a 30%, but an initial submittal to the city of Corpus towards the end of June, and the final, what I call a 95%, but the final set to the city towards the end of July. Advertising, given that 30 days review that the city has. Advertising the week of August 21st, with the bid opening approximately about a month later in that. And then an award recommendation, hopefully to this board meeting in September, which I have as the 26th, I believe that may be your date. And then a notice to proceed a couple of weeks after that, sometime in October. I put October 9th, but sometime probably mid-October, depending upon how quickly we can get contracts back and whatnot with the approved contractor.
What was that final date for construction notice to proceed?
Notice to proceed, I've got it, let's just say mid-October. October 9th is what I've got in here, but.
And these are all contingent upon some agreements and notice to proceed and buy-offs and stuff like that.
Exactly. This is you guys telling me to get started and starting to advertise with the moon, within the next couple of days and setting that public meeting date. All of that getting rolling. And then, of course, when you involve the city in reviews and, some of that could add some delays to it, but this is a hopeful schedule.
So we could section it off, starting in a month.
Carter, grab your mic. Sorry.
I get the pattern. If we start it next month, it'll still take the same section.
Sure, and I could certainly update. I mean, it wouldn't take much to update the schedule and get it to you guys.
Yeah, I just, I know you know how this is. When you throw dates out there, a lot of people will hold on to those. So it's a good point that the duration is about the same. You're giving an indicative schedule of what it will take to complete this project. So just wanted to make that clear. All right. Any other discussion, questions from the board? All right. Thank you, guys. All right. We're going to receive a presentation from staff regarding the PIPOA.
Starry, starry night.